All right, so
You got your Crocs on.
I do have my Crocs on.
Missing your straps.
Yeah, they're a little blown out. We're on a tight budget because of this thing. So, speaking of this, race season's pretty much over for us. I don't think I'm going to do any more racing this year. Um, Front end, not that bad from the last night. I thought I bent the front end. The frame rails itself, everything attached to the front end is bent, but frame rails, I got just these bumper mounts straightened out to where they're supposed to be. But as far as I can tell, and from measurements, the frame rails are good. So that's good. But now I got the car torn all the way down, so I was kind of debating if I wanted to take it to Shaw and get it updated. They run a crossbar upper now, which would be pretty sweet because I don't really like the Heim style ones. Um, Not that I know or have experience with a crossbar shaft, but I just like the look of it better. So not really the best option, but reading in like the Shaw group, a lot of people say that they turn a lot better on the right front. So you have a lot more steering feel with the new front end. So there's that. Um, and then just gonna try to make it look prettier. Um, Obviously for next year, gonna redo the cockpit tub, be giving me some more room. Um, Then I'm gonna get rid of this seat. This seat I had in my sport mod. It's like a 16-inch, and I'm more of like a 15-inch. So I can, like, when the track's hooked up and going around the corner, my butt kind of slides a little bit in it. And I realized it during the race. So that's something I need to take care of. So I'm not focusing on that. And it's got a bunch of layback. It's like a 20-degree layback. I need like a 10. So I found a Kirky seat that I liked when I went to the Northeast Expo show last year. So I'm gonna get that seat, put that in here, and then that'll also give me a little bit more leg room because I'm pretty strapped for leg room. Even getting in it's pretty tough. I hit my legs off this bar over there, so that's kind of a pain. And then I got the brake pedals as far back as they'll go, and pretty much I touch the firewall when I press the brake. So I may extend that footwell out a little bit. And I want to get rid of the starter solenoid thing for the electronics. That's dumb. Seems like every circle track car has this, which it doesn't make sense because the starters have solenoids on them, and then they have another solenoid, and then they just run a jumper wire to it. Um, Even if you look at like the Power Master instructions, it has that. I have no clue why that's a thing. It doesn't make any sense because then you're running more big wire, and you have something else that can fail. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Maybe someone can explain it to me, but to me, it doesn't make any sense. And then also my roof, that was 10 inches short of the maximum length because I always kept looking at it and I'd have these tabs and the roof like ended right here. And we had these tabs. I'm like, why would there be like roof strut braces or tabs that come all the way back here? I'm like, the roof always kind of looked short, but I just didn't really think much of it. So then I measure it looking at the rules and it's like 10 inches short. So I'd imagine that's quite a bit of downforce. Once it's up in attitude, you get that up in the air, and that's 10 inches by 4 feet or whatever it is. So that should definitely help. This fuel cell, it's pretty sketchy looking. This is the one that came in it. I'll probably keep using it because, safety is my last priority. Although I did want to get a new seat. But I don't know, they just like took the rivets out of it and like the cage is bent up on it, or I don't know, whatever you call this. It just looks like shit pretty much. So yeah, I don't really like that. And then so we had two sixth place finishes in a row. So I'm gonna switch to a small block mopar. Um, I have my 408 short block. It's been sitting over there forever. And then I just picked up some heads, some W2 heads over there on the floor, taking great care of them. The deck surfaces are screwed up on them, so that's why they're sitting on the deck surface. Not screwed up, but they're just rusty, so they need to be surfaced. So that's going to be that. And if you read the IMCA rules for that, we can't have an offset rocker head and we can't have a shaft mounted rocker head. So all that will be fixed. fixed when we do that. So yeah, unless someone wants to trade some Econo W2s for their normal W2s, and then I could. It does have the ductile iron rockers, so they're pretty like nonchalant about the offset. So unless someone watches this and I just told on myself, but I'm not that worried about it. I got plenty of stuff to put a Magnum together too. So would like to get that done this winter. Still always trying to buy machine shop stuff. So if you have machine shop equipment, send me a message somewhere. Try and buy that stuff. Also, so wintertime is really expensive for me. That's why I'm piecing everything together.
I love it.
Oh, and then I got to tear the Hemi apart. So I have a bunch of videos coming up, and it's a lot slower, so now I have the time to do it. You see over there, there's a set of poly heads. I'm going to do a video on the poly that I got. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. And, oh, got to show these stands real quick. These are pretty sweet. I made these. These are just out of some like 2x3 tubing that I got for the tire rack for my trailer that I had left over, and then some like oil field pipe. And then these casters. I love these casters. Got these from castersspecialties.com. They're made in the USA. They're greasable. This thing rolls so good. I pushed it with one finger when the car was all still together. I did have to give a little oomph. I had to show the old lady. She's like, you can't move it with one finger. It's too hard. And then I did it, and she's like, well, I can't. So they roll good enough for a full-grown man to move it with one finger. Not good enough for a woman. But, I mean, whoa. The notching system that I did. The notching system I did, not the best. Got to make the notches a little bit bigger to sit in the frame rail. But it just makes it super easy because I run a business out of here, so I'm able to move it out of the way. And it's not on the lift, and I can get underneath it and everything. So it just makes it way easier for it to be on here instead of tying my lift up where I actually make money. Also got to pull the fuel cell out, or at the very least stick something down in there to soak up the rest of the methanol. Been lazy, haven't done that. Pull the fuel lines off. Most all that stuff's plugged. I winterized the carburetor. Then I got a brake. So Miller Bros, they had these on sale on Labor Day. So I got this. It's really just for race car bodies. So it's like a light duty brake. So 40 thousandths aluminum. Went to Caster Specialties again. I wish they'd sponsor me. Got some more made in the USA little casters. These ones lock, so that way this doesn't move around when I'm using it. But these ones don't move quite as good as that one, but it's good enough to move it around the shop. Oh, just ran over something. And those big ones, they roll over a bunch of stuff. Yeah, made in the USA. Casters made in the USA. Those casters made in the USA. Buy American if you can. Yeah, so I'm super excited about this. Be able to keep the car looking good. And this year I'm going to do plastics out. I already got the nose, bought a plastic nose, and then I got to buy a roll of the plastic body. And then buy some aluminum. I got something pretty cool. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to happen. I got something pretty cool for the decking in my mind. Gonna see if that is. Oh, and the decking was short. So, but that was only like 4 inches short, but we're going to extend that. And hopefully all this will, make some more downforce. And then it's just really ugly how they did the decking. Like a lot of the cuts and stuff were awful. So, and they just screwed up the powder coat a lot. And everything was flimsy, like terribly braced. Yeah, they drilled, I talked about this in one of my other videos, but they drilled into the roll cage to mount the body, which obviously this is your upper bar, so it's not going to be like super critical because more than likely you're going to be hitting down here or whatever. But still, I mean, moisture gets in there, then it can rot out. It can go into the main tube. It's just bad practice, I feel like, and I just feel like it's kind of ignorant to do.
No, that's ignorant.
But I do ignorant stuff all the time. So, but they also did drill into this main upright right here to mount the electronics. a little dash you can see down there where that rivet was. They drilled into that, so that's pretty dumb. Then they had the gas pedal 40 feet up in the air, so unless you're Andre the Giant, there's no way that you're going to reach it. I mean, I have a size 13 and a half sneaker.
Oh God, here we go.
And my tiptoe is like touching the end of it. So I don't know what that was about.
Just found out his real size, everybody.
Yeah, I had to get my ingrown toenails taken out, and the doctor's like, a lot of people get them removed and then they get it like cauterized or whatever so it doesn't grow back and do that. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna do that? He's like, no. He's like, you just need to get shoes that fit you. I'm like, oh, all right. Because he like measured my foot with like the typical thing that they have at like a shoe store. He's like, see, this shoe's a 13, this foot's a 13, this foot's a 13 and a half. He's like, that's what you need to be wearing. I'm like, I don't really like tying my shoes, so I just like the tight shoe. I like it tight on end to end. He's like, your toe shouldn't touch the end. I'm like, well, I don't ever tie my shoes. He's like, yeah, that's why your toes are like this. I'm like, oh, all right. So,
But Mama said.
yeah, and my mom always like, your feet aren't that big, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as I got out of there, I called my mom. I said, guess what, Mom? Size 13 and a half sneaker. She said, no.
Linda.
But yeah, that's where we're at. Obviously, oh, and the other guy that we're using for a wrap, that fell through. I think we may have upset him because the thing that I want to say on the spoiler, kind of was maybe a little derogatory towards the brand that he likes. So I think I may have upset him with that. If so, it kind of makes sense, the thing that I was putting on there. So, no, but he did a great job on that wrap. So I really appreciate the work that he did. I'm just talking shit, but yeah, he just never got back with us. So I'm looking for someone to do a wrap. All the people that I've called, like in this area or that I know of, never got back to me. So yeah, if you know someone who ships wraps, let me know. And they have a little bit of a sense of humor, that would help. And if you want to be on the wrap, I don't know, send me a message, email, something. You want to give me some money, help support me? Yeah, give me some money. And
Please.
yeah, or else my old lady's going to leave me, and then I definitely won't have any money. So if you want to help keep a family together, please send me some money. Nah, but I just appreciate people watching and like commenting and actually enjoying it, and yeah, whatever other gay stuff people normally say. But yeah, I think that's where we'll leave off on this. Thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, follow along for more Mopar engine stuff, Mopar dirt car, and yeah. Good?
Yeah.
How's my hair look?
Gay.
Nice. How my sweet glasses look?
Gayer.
Oh, we're gone. Back up.
You gonna talk or what?
Yeah.